Clifford L. Jones, a name highly revered in environmental circles, a name synonymous with preservation, a name that represents a lifetime of devotion to clean air and water, the conservation of land, and wildlife protection. Cliff Jones served Pennsylvania to his fullest capacity during his professional career. He recently received the first Catalyst Award from the Pennsylvania Chamber of Business and Industry for building a stronger, more vibrant business community during his tenure as president. He served 4 governors as Secretary of Commerce, Labor and Industry, and Environmental Resources. And throughout his entire professional life, Cliff Jones proudly wore his environmental advocacy on his sleeve. As Secretary for the Department of Environmental Resources, he secured enactment of Pennsylvania's hazardous waste, strip mine, and dam protection laws. His outstanding leadership guided the Commonwealth through the 3 Mile Island nuclear accident, ensuring the safety of our citizens and natural resources.
The most faithful accident that happened at that time in the world, they had Chernobyl, which was far worse than Russia. The further you got from it, the more panicked people got and the worse they thought it was. It was stressful. We didn't know what was out there. We didn't know what was in it. We had to prepare for an evacuation for the governor. Outside, we actually had King's Gap ready for him. We had to prepare for other evacuations. We had to prepare for every possible contingency. We had to test the air, the water, reassure the people, but be truthful with them.
He was a leading proponent of creating a new branch of DER dedicated to preserving state parks, managing forest land, and conserving natural resources.
So we really have to protect air, water, and my big thing is I like to acquire land and protect it because it's going so fast.
But few realize that Cliff's passion for the environment dates back to his childhood.
You know, I started out as a bird watcher and then gave it up because it was a sissy thing to do when you're in high school, and then came back to it. But I love the outdoors. And if you don't have environmental protection, you lose land, you lose habitat. I see that in the developing countries of the world. We know there's global warming. I just come back from Churchill. The polar bears are going to be out 2 weeks late, although they're in good health. There's no question that we are affecting the environment in the air and in the water, and we're losing land and habitat. And if we don't have something to do that, we not only aren't going to preserve it for our children and our grandchildren, we're going to lose the quality of life. I was chairman of the Hawk Mountain Board, member of the board for 40 years, got new land for them, so they had a research center. The proudest thing I was when I was down here as a lowly deputy secretary, but I was Hawk Mountain's man in Harrisburg, and we got 2 hawk laws passed, and finally complete protection for hawks and owls and Pennsylvanian birds. I was working behind the scenes with the Game Commission.
Throughout his entire life, Cliff has demonstrated a personal dedication to the environment. He was a founding board member of the Pennsylvania Parks and Forest Foundation. He's been an active member of both the Pennsylvania Wildlife Federation and the Pennsylvania Environmental Council. His activities with the Nature Conservancy, the Wild Resources Conservation Fund, and the Audubon Society have taken him on environmental missions that have circled the globe.
I've now been in over 55 countries, all 7 continents, seen birds. I've got about 3,800 birds worldwide, about 300 mammals, got 750 or 16 birds in the United States and Canada, and I've been to some of the most exotic and poorest countries in the world.
The Pennsylvania Resources Council is pleased to honor Clifford L. Jones with the prestigious Fox Calhoun Award on behalf of his exemplary career in environmental conservation.
The Pennsylvania Resources Council, I don't really know that name and haven't worked, but Recycling Council, when I knew them, they were the forerunners of recycling in Pennsylvania. They stimulated the legislature to pass bills. They stimulated the municipalities. You know, this litter bug deal, pick up every bottle, every piece of paper. They're the ones that got recycling started in Pennsylvania. They've saved us countless acres of landfills, and I'm very proud to have worked with them in the past. You know, I wonder why you people are giving me this award tonight. I'm somewhat in the past. But the past is what I appreciate from you, because you were the ones that did start recycling. You are the forerunners. And to have an award from you at this point is gratifying, because it makes me feel that you think that the life I've led environmentally and the duties that I did were worthwhile. And at this stage in my life, it's really wonderful to know that someone considers what you've done in the past meant something not only to you as individuals, but to the environment in Pennsylvania.